In the moonlit waters of the Loire estuary, a flotilla of 18 small British vessels made a final, desperate dash toward a fortress of concrete and steel. Their mission, to deliver a 4.5-ton explosive charge by ramming a warship into the only dry dock on the Atlantic coast capable of servicing the German battleship Tirpitz. This was Operation Chariot, a 612-man raid on Saint-Nazaire that was, from its inception, a calculated suicide mission. By March 1942, the threat of the 42,900-ton Tirpitz breaking into the Atlantic convoy routes haunted the British Admiralty. The only repair facility for her outside of Germany was the massive Normandie Dock at Saint-Nazaire, France. To deny this to the enemy, combined operations planned an unprecedented assault. The raiding force consisted of 346 Royal Navy personnel and 266 Army Commandos, primarily from No. 2 Commando, under the overall command of Commander Robert Ryder, RN, with Lieutenant Colonel Charles Newman leading the ground forces. The key weapon was the obsolete destroyer HMS Campbeltown. Stripped to her hull, her silhouette was altered to resemble a German Möwe-class torpedo boat. In her bow, behind a steel and concrete casing, engineers packed 24 Mark VII depth charges containing 4.5 tons of Amatol high explosive, fitted with delayed action fuses. The force sailed from Falmouth on March 26, 1942. At 1:30 on March 28, they entered the Loire estuary. The initial deception succeeded, but at 1:34, German searchlights illuminated the fleet and shore batteries opened fire. A storm of steel erupted from 20mm, 40mm, 75mm, and 88mm guns positioned on both banks and on the Old Mole jetty. Campbeltown, under the command of Lieutenant Commander Stephen Beatty, pressed on through the maelstrom, her light Oerlikon cannons returning fire. At 01:34 precisely, she struck the southern caisson of the Normandie Dock at 19 knots, driving her bow 33 feet into the structure. Commandos stormed ashore from the destroyer and from accompanying motor launches, engaging German defenders in close-quarters combat with Thompson submachine guns and Lee Enfield rifles. Their secondary objectives were the dock's pump house and winding mechanisms. The withdrawal plan disintegrated as German fire sank or disabled most of the small craft. Trapped, the surviving commandos attempted to fight their way through the town until ammunition was exhausted. The strategic climax came not during the night's fighting, but hours later. At 10:35 hours on March 28th, the delayed action fuses triggered the main charge. The explosion was cataclysmic, obliterating the dock gate, killing over 360 German personnel who had gathered to inspect the ship and rendering the Normandie Dock useless for the remainder of the war. The cost was immense. Only 228 raiders returned to Britain. 169 were killed and 215 captured. Yet, Operation Chariot was a complete strategic success. It permanently removed the Atlantic repair option for Tirpitz, confining her to Norwegian waters, where she was eventually destroyed. The raid demonstrated unparalleled audacity, earning 5 Victoria Crosses and the enduring epithet, the greatest raid of all. It proved that a precisely executed, high-risk strike could achieve a strategic objective disproportionate to its size, but at a price measured in the extraordinary courage and sacrifice of every man who sailed into the mouth of the Loire.